Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at Moon Meander's Bounty Hunter. This is a Bounty Hunter offlane. I've seen a lot of people playing Bounty Hunter offlane as of late, and honestly, I think the hero looks really good. So first things first, I'd like to discuss the build he actually goes. He goes a bit of a different variant. He goes for a Ring of Health, which he actually gets slightly late, not the easiest of a lane that he's against. We'll talk about that. But he goes for a Ring of Health actually into Phase, into Straight Axe. The most common build I've seen is actually Vanguard Rush, so that you can ignore the safe laner and Janata them off cooldown. It's a pretty cool concept. However, this game he really snowballed well, and I thought his map movement was great. I like this general concept of the game, so I wanted to cover this match, and he actually decides to go back for Pipe, which I kind of respect. He goes Blink into Hood into Pipe. Pipe is obviously very good this game against the Primal, the Lion, the Enigma, the Lesh. It's a good variation of the build, and I like how he goes for an aura item. I think a lot of people try to giga scale on damage while you're better off getting to the Ags and then going items like Drums, Wraith Pact, Crimson, Pipe, and anything along those lines rather than some E-Blade Dagon meme that I honestly don't think is nearly as powerful. Either way, let's get into it, let's talk about it, and yeah, quickly, actually, I do want to cover the buffs of this hero. So why is it good now? Like, what's better about it? Well, the mini stun was increased from 0.1 to 0.2 on the Shuriken. It actually does matter, but most importantly, the cooldown of Janata is way better. 3 seconds better at level 1, right? A huge increase. The amount of gold you can steal and damage you can deal with this change is massive. The overall trades are just better as well, making this hero a way better laner. I think they also buffed Janata in some way in the past as well. I can't remember it specifically, but the hero has 8 armor, 325 movement speed, high damage, high base regen, you're rushing a Ring of Health. It's very easy to lane and scales well, so I think this build is extremely legit, and let's talk about it. And quickly, I wanted to briefly let you guys know that the Game Leap website is currently 50% off if you use the code POG50 at checkout. I'm telling you this because number one, I think it's a good deal, and number two, I'm making a lot of top tier content over there, live game analysis, replay analysis. I'm gonna be uploading some coaching sessions eventually, very soon. So I have a lot of things that I think you guys should go check out. So if you're interested in more content like you get here on YouTube and stuff that's really gonna help you get to the next level, I'd appreciate it if you could use the code POG50 and get your 50% off, sign up to the website, and I'll see you there. All right, so you can see with the starting items, he picks up a stick, a little bit of regen, well-rounded build. This is generally what we're going to be going for. Right off the bat, you typically want to pull aggro and then look to keep your Janata off when CSing and use it to hit the carry. If the carry is bad, you'll be able to hit them for free and run away. This Terrorblade obviously knows what Moon Meander's trying to do, and so he disengages. But you can see when he's going for the range creep, he's going to get that Janata hit off. So don't overextend with the Janata. Don't dive the tower. Keep it safe, keep it simple, get your Janata hits, and go from there. Other than that, you're pulling creep aggro. You know, you want to basically bait the enemy to go for the range creep, and then hit them with Janata. This is like the main effective concept on Bounty Hunter. Other than that, you're just last hitting with your high damage, high armor, and high regen, and it's hard to get bullied out of the lane due to these base stats. So what's cool about Bounty Hunter is even if you get zoned off the wave, your hero will slowly win the trades over time. Funny enough, he was actually slightly losing the CS battle to Terrorblade, and yet was actually even on net worth. On top of that, you're able to chip people down really effectively if you don't take Shadow Walk. You can see he's going to max out Janata with points and Shuriken Toss and play around this concept. Obviously, he's against a pretty aggressive lane in the Enigma Terrorblade, so it's not that easy for him to just constantly get Janata, and this is typically why people actually go for the early Vanguard. I'm even surprised he didn't do it this game. I feel like it's good against the Terrorblade and it's good against the Enigma. He actually had it queued up. He did. So he had it queued up. I guess he just decided like the laning stage was ending and he would rather just get a faster axe timing. So I get it, but yeah, kind of definitely a little bit weird as he goes, you want to just go for Janata off cooldown. I'm gonna move on from the laning now because literally it's just like pull aggro, don't get baited in too hard, and get Janata. Get money. Now, as the laning stage comes to an end, your main timing is definitely this level 7 Janata. When it goes down to a level 3 Spike, most heroes cannot lane against you. And so your main priority should not be to actually roam, it should be to kick the carry out. Like that's number one priority, kick the carry out of lane. Track them, which when you track someone, you get bonus critical strikes, so your auto attacks do more damage. And then of course you get bonus movement speed, 16%. So with phase boots, you zoom, you're like 480 movement speed when you click phase boots, something crazy like that, right? So you just build, you just do a ton of damage with shurikens, Janata, and you kick the safe laner out of the lane. That is #1 priority by far. From there, you can see here, now that he's kicked the safe laner out of the lane, he can look to drag the creep wave, kind of cut the creep wave, do some damage to the tower that way, maybe farm the hard camp if no one contests, or he can shift over to an engagement like this. This is best case scenario for obvious reasons. 2 track kills with 4 heroes in the vicinity is absolutely fantastic. So really a best case scenario engagement here as they win the fight. And from there, you're gonna sit in your lane. Flag bearers make this so much more viable just because you're getting that bonus extra creep every single minute, right? So it really helps out with your overall just ability to get to your next timing. And of course, if you can take the tower alone and then farm the nearby camps, you're gonna have a good game. A big thing that people will do wrong when playing Bounty Hunter is they're gonna over-rotate and they're gonna think that the only way to snowball is tracking and killing people. While this just isn't the case. Yes, he does get killed top here, but the main concept is you don't need to rotate out. You will farm an incredible Ags timing with 0 kills, as long as you just are farming the lane. Like, I can't stress that enough. Your hero is OP on Ags, but it's kind of bad beforehand. Like, yeah, the enemy could dive a tower, in which case you should TP in and get a triple kill with tracks, but if that's not happening, and you can farm your lane for free, do that. Just to reiterate that, your main 2 options are farm your lane or respond to major dives. He actually does go for an early bit of a fight here, but this is where Bounty can struggle. You can't really run into a Lash, you can't really run into Primal. It's just an impossible engagement, so I almost don't like what he's doing here. I see a lot of players do this, and I get it. It's like TA wants to farm the top side, he kind of needs to potentially show up, steal some money. He's giving vision and kind of just opening the map for his team. But at the same time, you're not progressing towards your Ags when this happens, unless your team is, of course, winning fights. So he does go back to the bottom side, sort of like I generally think you should. Big fight happens mid, so, I like the TP. This will be a free track kill on Enigma. Obviously, giga value. It's crazy how much gold you get. What is it? Bonus 130? Yeah, it's just nuts, right? He got like 400 gold for that kill total, which is really impressive. So you're going to be able to shift over, take out the Enigma, get another track onto the Lash. Look for the Primal Beast. Oh my god, why would he kill himself? Oh, that's so bad. He just fed him an Ags timing. As they actually, oh my, he's still Black Hole! Oh my, and that's the Ags. That's a 15-minute Ags. I mean, the average timing for Ags, especially if you buy Vanguard, is actually 17 minutes is the average that I've seen. So I would aim for a Vanguard plus 17-minute Ags. That's best case scenario, especially considering he does have a death this game. All right, so when you get Ags, now you can just do whatever you want. Like, you can basically stop farming. Unironically, like, he's gonna push in the mid wave here, but you can completely just chase people around the map. Because if you don't know what the Ags does, it increases the cast range of Shuriken Toss, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it super is. Because the basic cast range of Shuriken Toss is such a short cast range, where if you try to use it, you'll die. It's like Hex range of Lion. You're gonna die trying to use it. But with the Ags, you can comfortably track and throw shurikens from a safe range. On top of that, it applies Janata on hit, which means it does a bonus 220 damage per shuriken and steals gold. So your shurikens, especially if they're bouncing, if you have 4 heroes tracked and you throw a shuriken, you're stealing 100 gold, 130 gold every single 5 seconds. That is ridiculous. And so even if you're not killing anyone, if you're just throwing shurikens and dropping their HP pool, sort of like he's doing to the Terrorblade here, that's a major, major win. As basically the main execution and fight is go for the outside, don't prioritize Janata. This fight is pretty free, his team is owning, so he can run melee range and hit. But if your team is not owning, don't do this. Don't do it. Stay on the outside. Don't run in. Just throw shurikens and AFK. I'm not kidding. Even here, I actually think he makes a big mistake in not instantly tracking Lion or Lesh. You should be tracking off cooldown. He overfocuses this guy. He's going to die to a shuriken. Really doesn't need to prioritize it. Should have tracked way earlier because you want to get it off cooldown and you want to get those shurikens going as he goes for another one here on the Lesh. Has to be a little bit careful about chasing. Gets, healed up by Omni, so he's pretty untouchable at this point. But yeah, huge fight. And this is where Bounty just takes off. If you manage to win these early fights, your team's net worth just skyrockets. They got a 3k gold swing from that fight. And the amount of gold you're stealing from people as well throughout the fight, because you're stealing gold every Janata hit and Shuriken Toss. Every single time you hit someone, it's a 72 gold swing. That's a big gold swing, guys. People don't have that much gold in Dota, right? 72 gold is like 1% of a lot of heroes' net worth in this game. And you're going to be doing that 3-4 times. you're stealing a huge percentage of net worth, and it's going to you. So you could do like an 8% total net worth swing in the course of a fight, which is pretty freaking good. Let's see this fight play out here. So it gets jumped, gets a track off, throws a shuriken, gets gone on. Probably a good Janata target. So he gets the Janata, put in a little bit of a weird position. Lesh maybe should have focused them, but gets another shuriken. That's going to bounce to the Lesh. And you can see so much damage, so much damage. This is kind of a psycho chase. I guess he's just chilling. He's just this far ahead, huh? Usually what people buy at this point is Aether Lens, which I kind of prefer it. I don't really get the blink. I don't really get the blink. It helps you kite around and like jump on top of supports, but I'm not a huge fan. I would have preferred for him to either just rush pipe like he was doing. Like, I honestly think rushing pipe here, completely legit. Because you're already tanky at 1500 HP, you're providing so much damage in a team fight, and you don't need a damage item to do damage, and you honestly don't even need Aether. Like, Aether is good, and it helps you stay even further away and cast more tracks, but if your team is winning or the game's even, often you don't necessarily need it, and so you can just rush an ore item. You can buy drums, buy Wraith Pact, buy pipe. I even like the idea of disassembling Vanguard in a pipe if it's like a game where they do mostly magical, or just going for the Crimson and play around being an aura buyer for your team. I know I'm repeating that. I just kind of believe in that concept because I see a lot of like Aether Lens Octarine, which, I mean, I get it, and I don't think it's bad, especially if the game scales. The main thing to understand is at level 20, your Janata gold steal more than doubles, so you're stealing gold like a madman. Like, it's crazy, and at 25, you get shuriken toss charges. So if the game goes long enough, the magic damage scaling build is the better build, and I do think, honestly, in your average pub, if you think the game will go late for one reason or another, it can be better to go just like Ags, Octarine, E-Blade, like this type of nonsense, right? This, like, even if you go like Kaya Sanj after Ags, Octarine, you're just completely untouchable, throwing nukes, like, you can go this kind of meme build, but in general, I'm not a huge fan, and I think it's more viable to go this, as he considered taking the Eye of Vizier for the cast range. At this point, you can cast Track while in Shadow Walk, so while you're invis, you can be tracking people. That's obviously what you want to do. He actually doesn't track there, only because he didn't want to give up the fact that they had a ward, so you can actively not track people to hide your wards. Usually in pubs, you just track. People don't pay attention to that shit. No one's gonna know. You know, if you track someone up a high ground, no one's gonna think, oh, they have a hill ward. They're just gonna be like, I don't know. They're probably not gonna think anything. Either way, he's gonna get some tracks off here. Doesn't immediately throw shuriken. I think he was waiting to get off another track before throwing the shuriken. Yeah, he was. Just so it would bounce. Realistically, he probably could have thrown it right away, but whoa, he is crazy. I guess he baited him in there, but that was risky as hell. He just face planted in the Terrorblade. Either way, yeah, dominates the fight. This game's over. 22k net worth lead. If you get ahead on bounty, it's so stupid. He has 3.7k gold. Oh, it's 3.7k gold. Oh my gosh, that is nuts. Like, games just end, man, when you get ahead. So hopefully this guide kind of shows you, buy the Ring of Health. Don't be stupid. Like, people are going to go some greedy item builds in lane, and they're not going to be able to spam Janata, and it's such a mistake. Just kick the carry out of lane with Janata, with buying Ring of Health, Vanguard, Phase Boots, and then go from there. Farm your lane, get your Ags, and then go crazy with Ags. That's the game plan. If you stick to it, you'll have success. If you don't, you're going to feel like a bot, honestly. This hero can fall behind and do nothing. But, alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!